Good morning, my friends. As we are working with befriending fear, allow yourself when you're out in the world or when you're in your own inner world to notice the reality of fear when it arises and what happens next. This is part of the way of getting to know how fear moves, what it believes, and where it goes. In ourselves, this is called developing an observing ego. So that instead of saying, oh my God, I'm too scared to do that, I just can't, we become more and more able to say, hello, little fear. I see you. What is it you want me to know? I want to offer you today a poem from Rumi about fear. Savor each line as you hear it. But first let us be seated and steady, using your breath to circle through your body and empty all the way out any fear or tension that wants to go. And again, breathing a full breath all the way up your spine into your head, down through the very center of your body, and allowing that fear to be released down into the earth beneath you, where it can spread out because there's so much space, and dissipate, just like is possible within us with practice. I'll read you the poem and then invite you, line by line, to sit with it. And the question with each part that I read to you is really this: how do these words speak into the fearful places that I noticed in me in our last meditation, or ones that I have noticed since then, as I get to know my little friend, fear, and bring to mind any recent situation in which you're aware of feeling that fear, that desire to pull away, that fear of what others would think, the way that fear constricted you and kept you from doing the next free thing that you could have done. Bring whatever your circumstance is into your mind. Give it sound and color. Give it a life. See the situation. Feel the fear. And listen with me to Rumi. Forget safety. Live where you fear to live. Destroy your reputation. Be notorious. Start a huge, foolish project like Noah. It makes absolutely no difference what people think of you. So move, but don't move the way fear makes you move. Move outside that tangle of fear thinking. Live in silence. If today, like every other day, you wake up empty and frightened, or whenever that happens. Living in silence, there are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. What a beautiful way to embrace fear and step into it and realize the silence of mindfulness and awareness that can ground you through your breath in any kind of fear. Not necessarily taking it away, but giving us the steadiness to step into it. Consider how this applies to getting to know your fear. Forget safety. Live where you fear to live. Destroy your reputation. Be notorious. Start a huge, foolish project, like Noah. It makes absolutely no difference what people think of you. Move, but don't move the way that fear wants you to go. Move outside the tangle of fear thinking. Live in silence and the ground of your being. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. And he finishes, when you let the beauty that we love be what we do. Consider where in your life these phrases might apply to the experience of emptiness or everyday fear or unusual fear. What am I afraid of if I were to simply live where I fear to live? Can I imagine, or have I ever, started a huge and foolish project, or so others thought, as Rumi says was true for Noah? And have you had flashes of awareness where you assure your fear that it makes absolutely no difference what people think of you? As you say, hello, little fear. I know you, and I want to learn from you. And what would be different in your life on a day when you move outside that tangle of fear thinking? When you feel the fear and do it anyway. What would be different? And where might you try that? Just a little. Today. In conversation, action, decision, whatever comes to mind. How are you doing, learning to sit with your fear in a steady and willing way, feeling its sensations, moving into it and towards it, so that you can learn from it? And what is it trying to teach you? Fear is a powerful and primary emotion. At core, it is meant to protect us, to make us move away from acute danger that would threaten our lives. And this is very fortunate that we've been given this to survive. And yet most of what comes up today, for those of us who do not live in mortal danger, we can take our fear right along with us and even live where we fear to live, even if just for a few moments. Look for those times, my friend, as you go out into the world today. Namaste. Amen.